is that people in these two chambers here are more concerned with losing a primary election in June than they are in taking care of their constituents and the least of us. And that we want to make people ask questions that haven't been asked. Prior to our being arrested the last 2 weeks, the chief of police told me, he said, "Brett, I had no idea that we turned down a free Medicaid card for all the homeless people in Colombia." He said that the homeless situation in Colombia is now being dealt with by police with guns. There's social service agency with guns. That most of the people on the streets have some type of mental problem or physical problem. And we turn down health care for these people so these people can win their primary in a state that 70% of the people that hold offices in these two chambers win their elections in the primary. We have the least competitive elections in the nation. Most of the people in these chambers won their elections in the primary with over 90% of the vote. It's interesting to point out that Vladimir Putin won his last election as president of Russia with 68%. These people are outdoing the Soviet-style communism that they decry so. We have to continue making people understand what's happening here, because the obfuscation, the smoke and mirrors of the anti-Obamacare people have people so confused. We have people, I had a black minister a couple weeks ago tell me he thought Obamacare was illegal in South Carolina. And so we are doing a good job. We are making the media ask them questions that have not been asked. We're making people wake up and say, well, what the hell's going on? Why did these Republicans turn down all this money in these jobs?
Yes.
And so they may take the money next year after their primaries are over with, but we are going to raise the issues to show how shallow their decisions and their concerns are. Senator Davis is leading some type of debate society in there about, libertarianism and the founding fathers and the French philosophers, while people in his district are going to die this year because of his position. It is a game to these people. And you getting arrested in the streets of Colombia is very important and helps people understand it. And I know we got the navigator here is going to testify. Come here, Roseanne. Yell out.
Well, I just am not willing to look any more people in the face to face, while they tell me they lost their job because they have cancer. The chemotherapy that they need to continue, they got a letter from Palmetto Health telling them they're not going to continue it because they don't have insurance. And oh, by the way, he's the only caretaker for his wife who has a brain tumor. And I have to look at him in the face and say, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do because Nikki said no. Because Nikki said no. Nikki doesn't even know who this guy is. She will never see his face, and that's the problem. She needs to see the faces.